welcome to Barca News. It is May 9th, 2026, and today we're going to be talking about El Clásico preview, including that Florentino Perez, well, he has snubbed the match. And finally, Newcastle demanding a huge fee for Anthony Gordon. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Bo. I will begin this video by discussing El Clásico match because, ladies and gentlemen, the day is here. The long-awaited El Clásico match, the match that will see Barcelona face off against Real Madrid at the Spotify Camp Nou. Well, Barcelona could potentially make history because if tomorrow Barcelona win or draw, well, Barcelona will become La Liga champions against Real Madrid at the Camp Nou in front of 62,000 Barca fans and, of course, 1,200 supporters in that supporter section. Because as I told you in a previous video, the supporter section will be expanded to 1,200 people from its current 800 people capacity. So tomorrow could be a historical day because it will be the first time ever that Barcelona becomes champions of La Liga by winning against their arch rival, Real Madrid. I gotta say, I'm extremely excited. I cannot wait for tomorrow's match. Hopefully, it'll be a victory, and hopefully tomorrow we will become champions. Now, if Barcelona do not win or draw, and it's Real Madrid who end up winning, Barcelona could still become champions if they win the following match, which would be against Alaves, but of course that's not going to be as special as defeating Real Madrid at the Camp Nou in the first El Clasico match since the stadium reopened and becoming champions, which would be again historical day. I cannot wait. And by the way, speaking of exciting days, today I attended an event with a New York City Peña where I met Rivaldo, which was an absolutely amazing day. I took a picture with him. He autographed one of my jerseys. I'm going to post a picture on the channel social media pages if you want to see it, because it was a pretty great day. Because here's the thing. The 2002 World Cup, this Japan-South Korea World Cup, that was the first World Cup I ever watched as a kid. And I mean, like, really watch every single match. And then, of course, that's where I really fell in love with football, because I got to see the 2002 Brazil national squad, which to me is one of the best squads in history, which included Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos, Cafu, and, of course, the legendary Rivaldo. I got to see them lift the trophy. And today I got to shake the hands of one of the people who lifted that trophy, Rivaldo. An absolute Brazilian legend, an absolute Barcelona legend, and, of course, an absolute football legend, period. So I'll post a picture on the social media pages, but I got to say, I'm on cloud nine, having met Rivaldo today, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be on cloud nine by watching Barcelona make history against Real penalties. Now, of course, speaking of the El Clásico match, the team trained today one final time ahead of tomorrow's match, where all the players trained with the group, for the exception, of course, of Lamine Yamal, who will miss the remainder of the season, but everyone else trained with the group. And, of course, everyone else is available for tomorrow's match, which begs the question, who will Hansi Flick choose for his starting 11? For example, Rafinha, he's back from injury. He was declared fit against the Osasuna match. He is available for tomorrow's match. But the question is, will Rafinha start? Will he come off the bench? We're going to have to wait and see. Also, another big question, in the midfield right next to Pedri, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Frankie, who has yet to start a single match since coming back from injury? Is it going to be Marc Bernal, who was the one starting next to Pedri, got injured, played some minutes against Osasuna, so technically he could be starting tomorrow? Or is it going to be Gabi, who's been gaining more and more prominence ever since returning from injury? We're going to have to wait and see. Also, the question is, who's going to start on the right wing? Is it going to be Rooney Bardaji? Or could it be Rashford on the right with Rafinha on the left? Lots of questions to answer, of course. at this point, it would all be speculation because it's incredibly difficult to guess Hansi Flick's lineups. But I invite you all to leave in the comment section, who do you guys think is going to be the starting 11 tomorrow? I think for me, it's going to be Juan Garcia, of course, in goal, Jules Koundé and Joao Cancelo as our two fullbacks, Pau Cubarsí and Gerard Martin as our two center backs. In the midfield, I think it's going to be Pedri and Bernal with Frankie coming on later, or maybe Pedri and Frankie with Bernal coming on later. Attacking mid, I think it's going to be Dani Olmo. Left wing, Fermin Lopez. Right wing, Rooney Bardarji. And a center forward, Robert Lewandowski. But it could also be Ferran Torres. Now, of course, tomorrow, Hansi Flick will be looking, of course, to suffocate Real Madrid with his high press. Or I think that's what the plan will be, because, of course, Real Madrid have had a lot of problem building from the back, and with Valverde not being present in tomorrow's match, I think being able to suffocate him with our high press is going to be even more and more important, because if we can apply that early on, Real Madrid are not going to be able to come off that pressure, and then we'll be able to score goals. And early goals will be very important because, of course, this is not the same Real Madrid as 3-4 seasons ago that they could be losing and they still push until the last second. This is a Real Madrid where as soon as you score against them, they completely fall apart. So tomorrow, Barcelona are going to have to be, right on it with the high press, lock up Madrid in their third, trying to score those goals early. And honestly, I really hope it will be a blowout. Now, speaking of Hansi Flick, of course, he did speak in the pre-match press conference where he said he doesn't want to draw. He wants to win because, of course, a win or a draw would see Barcelona become champions. He wants to win. And, of course, he was asked about what's going on about Real Madrid, what he thought about what's going on with Real Madrid with, Valverde and Tchouaméni getting into a fight, Tchouaméni whooping Valverde's ass, and Valverde having been taken to the hospital. And this is what the German coach had to say. We want to win at home. We have a fantastic team, and the fans are behind us. It's a Clásico for them, too, and they'll want to win. That's only natural. At the end of the day, El Clásico is important for everyone, for them and for us. We're playing at home, and we want to win. And then when he got pressed a little bit more about the actual fight and the drama, he said, it happens all over the world, not just at Real. I was a bit surprised, but I don't mind. It's not my club. It's not my team. I don't think about it. So lots of important things here that Hansi Flick is saying in his statements. First of all, of course, saying that, hey, it's still an El Clásico match. So, yes, Real Madrid might be looking horrible right now. Real Madrid might be fighting each other in the locker room. But at the end of the day, it's an El Clásico match. And it's not only important for us as Barca fans, and especially because we can become champions, but it's also important for Real Madrid. So just because Real Madrid are going through a very bad time, well, don't count them out, right? They could still easily win tomorrow because, well, they have some of the best players in the world. Let's hope that's not the case. But let's not just assume that the match is over and that Barcelona will be able to win like it's nothing, right? It's going to take some work. Also, Hansi Flick saying about the fight, it happens all over the world. It's not my team, not my club. I don't care. In other words, forget what Madrid are doing. All I'm focused is on my team, my players, and how we want to play tomorrow and how we want to go out and win. And, of course, the last thing is, well, that Hansi Flick wants to win. Yes, a tie would be enough to become champions, but that's not Flick. Flick wants to win, and that's all he cares about. Now, speaking of El Clásico match, since we're still on the topic, one person who won't be there is, of course, Florentino Perez, who will miss tomorrow's El Clásico match because, well, he's a little bitch. That's what he is. If you don't know by now, when two teams are facing each other in La Liga, usually both presidents of both teams who are playing against each other, they have a luncheon before the match, and then during the match, they watch the match together in a presidential box. That's always been tradition between all clubs in La Liga. And while Florentino Perez will not be at the luncheon, and no, he will not be in the president's box at the Camp Nou, because, of course, relationships right now between Barcelona and Madrid are fractured, especially since Madrid started attacking Barcelona with the whole Negrita case. And then after that, after Barcelona withdrew of the Super League, which only intensified Real Madrid's attacks on Barca. So relationships have been broken. Florentino will not be there. And honestly, it just shows the kind of person that he is. Yeah. But anyways, I'm not going to say anything more. Actions speak louder than words. And, well, here are the actions of a coward who will not attend the match because, well, he's too embarrassed to show face because after everything he did, his club continues to look like a joke day in, day out. Now, let's end today's video with the news that Newcastle have set an incredibly high price for Anthony Gordon, a 25-year-old left winger who currently has a contract with Newcastle until 2030. Someone that Barcelona have been monitoring for quite some time. In fact, I told you in the previous video how Deco met with the agents of Anthony Gordon to see if this signing would be a possibility. And well, now we know more about what Barcelona or how much Barcelona would have to fork out to sign Anthony Gordon, because Bayern Munich, Liverpool, and Arsenal have all reached out to Newcastle asking how much would Anthony Gordon cost. And Newcastle have told all three clubs that Anthony Gordon would cost at least 90 million euros. So in other words, if Barcelona want to sign Anthony Gordon to reinforce that left wing, they would have to pay at least 90 million euros, which of course that puts him completely out of Barcelona's reach. So don't expect Anthony Gordon to come to Barcelona anytime soon. Anyways, that is all, ladies and gentlemen. I will be going live in a few more moments to bring you more news since I was out all day. I wasn't able to film, edit, and post, so instead I'm doing these 2 short live streams to bring you all the Barcelona news that you would like to know about, so you can stay up to date on our beloved club. Anyways, that is all. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, be scars.